Zelda is an RPG. What's good on the web? This is your man Q back again, and before we go any further, if you do like this content talking about these RPGs on a daily, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I make geekly RPG content here on the channel pretty much daily now. Before you dislike the video, remember, it's cool, but nobody can see the dislikes no more. Zelda has all four pillars of the basic essential things that make up a role-playing game, whether you want to call it an ARPG, Afro RPG, a JRPG, which commonly used to be Japanese RPG, or just a flat-out RPG, which I always didn't like the RPG, role-playing game that's character development, story, battle system, and the ability to explore a whole new...
Don't you dare close your eyes.
Also, every Zelda has towns and a map and a menu system that you can flip, trip, slip, dip, and do all your tools and essentials to get where you need to be. I wonder if we're ever gonna see a hookshot again. I know what y'all thinking, but Zelda, just like pretty much every RPG, often involves exploring a vast, detailed world with a wide range of locations. Towns. That's where you go to, go buy them items with them rupees. Dungeons and wilderness areas. I mean, just like any old-fashioned RPG or RPG cousin, it ain't no RPG if it ain't got no kind of forest area or like a desert, and Zelda is known to have both. Then there's character development, and just like with most RPGs, which often features characters either developing via story, which I don't know about Link, but when it comes to story and character development, but I digress. What Link does lack in actual story development and character development, you can upgrade and develop skills, tools, and specials that count as development throughout the whole story of Zelda, which isn't too far from the traditional RPG that goes off of that leveling up system where you get and learn new skills by collecting equipment and enhancing abilities. And speaking of new skills and leveling up, let's not forget the battle system, which is maybe the pinnacle of all RPGs. And seriously, how do some, not talking about y'all unless, well, this is you, but how can some consider Skyrim and Elden Ring, or even the Dark Souls series an RPG, but not Zelda?
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
And yeah, most RPGs primarily use a turn-based or real-time combat system. Most new RPGs are using that action-based battle system. Hasn't Zelda been using that for years now? I mean, literally, Tetsuya Naruma and them boys legit stole Ocarina of Time's battle system. Lock, load, and all. And the main similarity that makes Zelda an RPG is that story. And y'all have probably heard me 1,000,001 times talk about how I want to see more from Zelda and the stories of Zelda, and more character development wise when it comes to Zelda, but I can't deny that there is a story there. Even if I gotta go with the entire Zelda wiki just to put some of the timeline, stories, characters, and pieces together. But there's a story there. I hope Tears of the Kingdom, after seeing some of the strides Nintendo took with Breath of the Wild with the Guardians, even some liberties that Zelda had that we didn't see in previous games. Although, Nintendo... when can we actually play a Zelda in a game with her name? Maybe this one? Maybe Tears of the Kingdom? Maybe that's what some of the leaks were. Now, if it was me, I definitely finally have Zelda be playable. And I'm not sure if many of y'all remember me talking about this too, which actually kinda sorta happened. But if I was to actually write Ganondorf, I would have made him a pretty boy husbando type heartthrob. Kind of like, a Sephiroth meets Zangarrick from the last story, which kind of like looked just like Ganondorf, but like a little bit better looking and not as Grudo. Hey! So when this new super buff Ganondorf surfaced for Tears of the Kingdom, I was looking around seriously like, did Nintendo hear me? Did Nintendo hear me? Again, I probably would have made him even more of a pretty boy, like a Sephiroth Griffith from Berserk type. You know, some fan service.
For the ladies.
Which equals more, but they don't seem to be complaining. I would have had him on some marriage type manipulation stuff with Zelda, like a peace treaty, old school wedding type-ish, where, you know, the whole Gerudo, one male in 100 years, he was trying to get that Hyrulean bloodline mixed to have a son, and maybe they had a son in one of the futures or the past, and you had to go back and, you know, that's me. I would have did something, you know, like that. I mean, but again, that's me. I'm still very interested into seeing what new story liberties they're actually going to be taking with Tears of the Kingdom, because as much as I love some good old-fashioned gameplay, I know this game ain't just all gonna be predicated to good old-fashioned gameplay. At least, I hope it is. But anyway, that's all I have for you today. Hopefully I shed some light with y'all about regarding Zelda being an RPG. Maybe, just a little, poquito, maybe. I don't know. I still feel in my heart that Zelda is an RPG. Again, it has all 4 pillars that make up an RPG, plus the menus, and the towns, with the dungeons, and the X, and the Y, and of course the Z. I'd love to hear what you think. Let me know in the comment section below. And if you like the content that you see, do me a favor and hit that like button. And if you're new to the channel and you want to stay up to date with all things role-playing with a geekly twist, make sure you hit that subscribe button. I make geekly content here on a daily. Weekends coming soon. And as always in the web, remember to eat, sleep, geek, repeat. I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace. Oh, and take care of yourselves. It's crazy out here. I wasn't being legit or for real with myself either, because that was a part of me. And even though I was doing it in secret. And then it just hit me. And that's when it hit me. And that's when I became a geek. Finally, the sleeper has awakened. I am the prince of all geeks once again.